So what's up, everybody? It's me. One snap this time. True Starscreamer. And we are here with something really awesome. This is the Maestro Union Furay Toys Veteran William. Now, if you're like me, you subscribe to a multitude of other action figure reviewers. Say, D Amazing, Articulated Ninja, T-Man 978, though he hasn't gotten this guy. Who else? Mad Hatter Toys. A lot of people. This figure has been this has been lauded on by a lot of reviewers that I absolutely respect. And I have been waiting for this guy to show up. I've had this guy on order from BBTS since he originally came out, and they still haven't gotten their shipment. But I found this guy on eBay, or not eBay, on Amazon. Who was it? Rage Love, RAYGE3 Love LOV, and yeah, he was on there pretty much for the same price BBTS had it, except it was on Amazon, so I didn't have to pay shipping. You gotta do the math there, and they had him. I've been very excited for this. I was actually telling my wife about some of the directions of my collection, which I want to be taking things to, which I might do a little video on later at some point. But this is a 16 and up figure. This artwork is gorgeous. This font is great. You see the guy here. On the side, you got the werewolf here, pretty much wolfing out. Let me move this camera up a little. I don't want you guys to miss out on this. You got the slash mark here, MUFP002. The first one was the Crocker figure, which was kind of like their version of Killer Croc and Leatherhead from TMNT. I actually passed on that figure for a couple reasons. One, he was way too big. He had that tail that was everywhere. And two, I did not like how his neck was taken care of, where you actually had to put a separate neck for him to look left and right. Comic book included. This guy's got 3 forms. If you've gone through these any of the reviewers, you've seen this guy. So this is definitely more of me gushing over this figure. But this is the Furay Planets. Again, the slash mark coming around, and here he is again in his glory. I'm about to take him out of the box, but again, this is a heavy box. So this is not a cheap figure. About $95 is what I paid for him, and there is a lot of stuff in here. But I mean, I took a simple, as you can see here, I got a simplified diode display here, just a simple stone background base. We want to talk about this figure, so I want to pull as few distractions as possible. But enough about this, let's get this guy open. This guy comes packaged with a comic, and this is not like a single one-shot. This has got pages. And it's got a story going on here. This is in English. The art's really cool, and it's showing all kinds. I can't wait to read this later. But if you're into anthropomorphic stuff, this has got some really neat things. Hopefully, it's supposed to have some hints of figures to come in the future. It's exciting, and this is really cool. Oh, it's got the Axe Toys dinosaurs in here. That's pretty neat. I wonder if they're from a similar company. But yeah, this is not a skimped out accessory. I've had a lot of stuff that had like a comic, Hawk P40 for example, that little one shot. No, this is the real deal here. Another thing I like, I don't know if it's showing up here in the camera, there's a little note here. Joints in the figure may be tight after production. When posing for the first time, especially during cold weather, we recommend that you heat it up with a hairdryer. I like that they throw that on here. So he's got 2 trays worth of stuff, one with Veteran William himself, with the figure, the tail, 2 alternative heads, and then a whole tray of extra accessories, which includes his weapons and spare body parts. Like 95 bucks, you're getting it. And I'm looking at all this. This is all painted immaculately. We will go through some of this stuff here. And I'm salivating at all this. This is amazing. We have Veteran William here out of the packaging, and I went ahead and decked him out a bit. Things to be aware. The whole thing of heat him up, that is not a suggestion. Those are definitely instructions. This is actually my second take at doing this portion of the review. This guy is... okay, he's worth it. First of all, plain and simple, he is worth the heartache, but he definitely is getting some heartache out of this. The harness, I did went ahead and put the harness on here. This is all soft plastic. This is pegged in here. I thought I could just slide the arms on. And those pegs, they get soft. They don't go through the hole. Make your own joke, but it's absolutely true. The weapons they pegged in back there, the holsters pegged in and all that, yay. But yeah, that was not fun. I also hit the hairdryer on the dog tags because they were kind of flopping around at weird angles. And that got that looking normal. But after going through all that and some other heartache, I got him out, and he's pretty damn cool. You notice he does balance a little precariously with how these legs are done. That is no joke. But when you find that sweet spot, he seems to stand there pretty good. Cosmetically, this is pure gorgeousness. Oh. From the sculpt to the dry brushing, if you have watched other reviews of mine, some of my complaints from McFarlane figures, and a few other, even mid-range collectibles, this hits everything. I mean, again, for his price, $95, he better, and he does. You know, like Drake said, we'll start from the bottom and then we'll find our way here. Can't believe I said that. You know, he's got pads on his feet. I love that, and they're boots. Some are darker, some are lighter. You know, he's got the... oh god, what do you call it? Not quite... I can never remember this isn't a dog. But he's got them. The leg claws on there. And they're slightly shined on there. Oh, that word will pop in my head later. But the hair on the back of his legs, that fades out to a little bit of gray. The jeans have a black wash to them. You know, we work our way to the belt here. Every one of the buckles are silver. The rivets on the belt, they're silver. The buckles on his actual belt are gold. He has removable shotgun shells. We'll talk about those later. But those are all painted. His chest, you know, it's done. The dry brushing is there. Everything. We look at the jacket, this duster jacket. I emulated this type of painting on the Constantine figure from McFarlane, and they're doing it. I love it. Oh god, I didn't even talk about the base of the jacket. You know, covered in mud because he's trudging through the mud. Yes, the back is painted. The holsters, again, these were pegged into there. It's got that dull brass on there. The base of it, that's worn. As if, you know, it was sitting in the mud, then he, you know, straps it to his back. On the holster itself, yes, the rivets and buckles are all painted. This is premium. Plain and simple. This is exactly what you want. I am going to say exactly what everybody else is saying. This is top 5 figure of the year contender, top 3, possibly. I don't know if anything else yet is going to be... whoops. I don't know if anything else is going to be topping this right now. This is excellent. Articulation, okay, this is where things kind of get a little okay, but again, this is just in this form. The elbows, they do not hit a full 90 degree because it's caught in the jacket. He does have your basic bicep swivel. I'm not going to get too much in there because other reviewers have, but it does have a pretty decent ab crunch. The legs don't straighten out completely because of the bend in the legs. As I lie, but there we go. You can get him even taller. This is pretty cool. He doesn't balance though. I don't even dare do the one-legged stance for him. But and he's a big boy. I love the neck articulation, so he can hunch forward. So this is, I mean, this is an awesome werewolf. This is your werewolf by night. This is your dog soldier. Funny thing I saw, speaking of dog soldier, Fresh Monkey Productions, they were over at one of the conventions this weekend. I don't know if it was PowerCon, ChrisCon, or whatever, but they were showing off some of their stuff, and they're licensing Veteran William for their line. I thought that was really interesting. They're also, licensing the bear model from Memory Toys as their Sasquatch. I gotta talk about that sometime, but just I think it's interesting that they're bringing in Veteran William for it. The tail, you can rotate it around. It's a great counterbalance. That's a great thing to keep in mind. Definitely the joints were so much easier after I hit him with the hairdryer. And this is a big boy. So I want to go ahead before hitting all the other things and doing a few size comparisons, just because I got him out here and balanced. Here he is with your basic 6-inch figure. And when I see him like this, I can see why the Fresh Monkey guys are doing this, wanting him for it, because this, yeah, he looks like a great assault trooper. He pairs great with the Garrison soldier here. Another one I thought he'd be interesting with would be with Pale. Now, AWOC stuff is really good, but AWOC has that kind of cartoonish look to it, that retro, pseudo Thundercats feel, which is absolutely awesome for them. But this guy being so serious, like, if I hit Pale with a black wash, maybe kind of rough him up a little enough, maybe I could see that. Now, you see I've got them back here. This is the figures I've really been interested in comparing him to. Specifically, Casey Jones, because that's a 7-inch scale human. That is... And I know I still have the little NECA stand here. They look great together. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, Movie Ralph. And this is absolute perfection. There will be some kind of photography done with this at some point. The original, the first figure released, was that Leatherhead Killer Croc type look, and I can see what they were going for. And this, yeah, this scales, and this looks perfect. So still looking with the soldier on here, and I can't believe how much stuff we're talking about. Let's talk about some of the accessories. He's got these gorgeous daggers with the knuckle guards on them. I mentioned before the weathered pommel on them. It's got it's almost like peg holes here in the back for them to be hung onto something. That's kind of neat. I'll figure something about those out later. And then there's the shotgun. Okay, this is... And if you guys, anyone has this figure, if you want to put it in the comments, let me know. But I do like the, goes down, loads up. He's got 2 shells in there, and they are loose. So it's the same ones that are on his belt. So we can make him look like he's loading his gun, which is always fun for play value. Here's the thing. When you put the shotgun back, it doesn't... Bring it. But when I put the shotgun back into place, it doesn't lock even. I don't know if it's something I'm missing. I don't want to force it too much. I almost want to say the hammers back here, they are causing it to... They're causing a little bit of blockage to it. It's not a make or break thing for me, but it does kind of bug me. You want to have him posed, holding the weapon. Speaking of holding the weapon, these just will fit right in here. And it is a tight fit. I might have to break out the hairdryer again. We'll see, but, you know, yeah, we'll worry about that at another time. Probably for photography. I may have to hit this guy with the hairdryer again. It's almost like an Action Force figure. So, but all the accessories do fit on his backpack quite nicely. And there we go. So let's take... Oh, before we get to that, we also have 2 alternate heads. We have the closed mouth one. And then this was interesting. I saw that because this head was in a bag. And this is probably my favorite. All these, of course, are again immaculately painted. Again, you can see the gum line on here. The eyes are yellow. And then he has this really neat snarl. And I like how the ear here is slightly cocked. But when I first got these out, I'm sitting there messing around, and all of a sudden I heard a weird sound. And I found this lying on the table, and I thought something broke off. But, go ahead and knock this out. He has a little cigar. And there is a peg hole right here that you can fit this into. Like I mentioned before, this is my second time doing this review. I learned two very important things. One, heat these heads up as well to pop them on, because they do have a peg hole in it, and this was really, really tight. 2, if you want to put the cigar on display, yeah, get them all posed up first and let that be the last thing you put on. I can say he does look, this face looks great without the cigar. 1 second, let's pop this off here. Here I went ahead and I put the knife in the hand here while I had him out. And yeah, even without the cigar, sorry, that was working with Mio, making some Mio for my daughter. But once you pop the head out with his head on there, it makes him it's like a smart animal. He's got a much more personality. You know, these guys are savage, and this is almost cunning. I love it. But let's take a look at his other forms now. So I've gone ahead and I've pulled off the lower arms, and these just pop out like a Build-A-Figure. Things that do take note, there actually does have here on the inside arm, you know, left arm and right arm. And that is based on the figures left and right, so keep that in mind. As I was getting the parts ready for the disassembly, I noticed a very neat detail they added. These rings. So when you look in the jacket and if you move the arm up and all, you actually can see this little bit of green here and in here. And it's just like a McFarlane figure where he's got, they put the discs in. And it's just, they did not have to do this. That could have been brown. That could have been werewolf brown. But instead, you know, when I pop out the arm here, I also pop out that little liner. So when you take off the jacket, and then when we put in the replacement arms, which it does also have indicated in here, left and right, which is great. But when you put in the replacement ones, you also then put in brown ones for the top. So that is just an excellent little detail they didn't have to do, and they could have completely gone away with just having the brown ones in there. I don't think anyone would have noticed or cared. That is just an excellent little detail. So let me get this guy set up in partial werewolf in bare-chested mode real quick. Okay, so I've changed out the arms. So he has kind of more the bare-chested look. So this is kind of more his, I guess you could say, going commando look. Some neat things, again, I like about this. Replacing there. I could still pop out these arms and put the jacket over him if I wanted to almost make him look like he's got a sleeveless jacket on. Actually, I think I like this look better than the sleeve jacket look, to be honest. Just gotta say that. But that's not an official thing, just something I did. And of course, play with your toys as you want to. But I'm gonna say this. This might be how I have him on display. And here he is with the harness on. in commando mode. Two things. One, it's actually a lot easier just to pop his arms off completely, put the harness over his body, and then pop the arms back on. That's a lot easier. Two, I gotta go back to complaining. The pegs in the harness slide in and out way too easy, and they do not fit firm. So do at your own caution, okay? That is probably my biggest complaint about this figure, is the straps on this harness. But here's our commando mode. Again, looks great. You've seen the pictures of him online. You know, looks awesome with the daggers, kind of hunting through. I like it a lot. I like it, of course, as I said before, with the sleeveless jacket, but your mileage may vary. But finally, we have the third mode, which is the full, all-out, non-army werewolf mode. Let's go to that. So for this form, you get a whole new lower section, which pops in here like a McFarlane figure. Actually, it's very much like a McFarlane figure, except it has, well, the actual ball joint hips. That just goes right in, or you can heat it up with hot water. And then you also get this wolfed out collar, so he's got more savage fur to it. So with that being said, I think we're going to go with the more savage head. And then the legs just pop in down here. That's right, we're doing this real time for you guys. I want you to see how this is, see what I'm suffering through. Yep, got the feet there, everything's looking good, everything's looking good. Those claw things are on the inside, yes they are, and here is our werewolf, and my god, this is absolutely, I mean, this is right in front of you. This is the first time I have done this form. I have not done this in any kind of way. Oh, almost forgot to pop in the tail. There we go. Yeah. This is awesome. Here we go. We have, yeah, the best werewolf figure, I think, made out right now. This is better than the, obviously, better than the American Werewolf and London Werewolf. This is, yeah, this is wonderfully savage. If this guy wasn't $95, I'd buy a second for a pack. Fun thing, that Maestro Union is making a second one of these. I'll try to see if I can get a picture floating around of like a White Wolf version where he comes with a chainsaw, which is pretty neat. And then I mentioned before the one going with the for the BBTS Fresh Monkey Punch group. But this is absolutely awesome. I want to change these hands out real quick, and that's cash money. That is pure cash money. Yeah, I just changed out the hands. These changed out very smoothly. A lot easier than anything. Probably the easiest, smoothest thing to go on with this guy. And this is a perfect biped werewolf. I love it. I cannot wait to see how this guy will look next to like the Memory Toys bear or other anthropomorphic figures I will be acquiring, because I do have more of these on order. And it's just, yeah, this thing is, it doesn't pose like a dream. It's not the smoothest posing, but I'm more than satisfied. So everything is looking fantastic. This looks like a totally different toy, to be honest. Like, I am surprised of why they did this. They could have released this, just this, as an action figure, and then released all these guys as a different figure as well, so you could have two werewolf figures. Like, I am kind of surprised they didn't do that pleasantly. So, yeah. Dude, this is awesome. I'm now torn. Do I want to go with the soldier or do I want to go with this? Because this is this is a perfect werewolf. Quick addendum, I did not put the additional collar on there before, so now this looks a lot cleaner. So we had that fur collar on there, and this definitely looks much, much neater. So in conclusion, yeah, I got him back to this form. I switched out for the gun holding hand, which I have to mention, that holds that shotgun beautifully. But it does have, well, I'll get that in a second. This is a great figure. I absolutely recommend it. I cannot give this 100% because this figure absolutely has its flaws. But my gosh, its pros so outshine the cons, it's not even funny. Maestro Union is doing so much with this figure. From the regular form, the stripped down form, to the full werewolf form. Like I mentioned, they could have just sold that as a figure unto itself, and people would have bought it. This anthropomorphic, though, is fantastic. I went ahead and put the cigar in here. It has its flaws, 100%. These straps, I can't stand them. They pop out way too easy. The wrist here, I would have loved if it had a vertical hinge for the shotgun hand. Things like that. The cigar pops out very easy. But, again, I'm absolutely nitpicking. But at 95 bucks, I'm allowed to. Still, though, everything else, all these heads, the detail, gorgeous. The paint, impeccable. The hand selection, it's great. The change-out goes fantastic. It's incredible. They are doing so much with this figure, but they're doing it. That's the big thing. It has balance issues, especially in this form. That's I was going to get to that in a moment. I promise. You couldn't get any better timing than that. And that's. But I can let that all pass. I really can. I guess maybe. See, the cigar popped right out. I wouldn't have minded peg holes so I could give him a NECA stand. That's about it. My heart, I just don't know how I'm going to have them on display now. Do I want them like this? Commando mode, werewolf mode. I am going to get photos for this guy, don't worry, but I am very intimidated of how many different photos I can take of all the different forms. I can't wait to take him with the turtle figures. I can't wait to take him with sword and sorcery. Just the potential with this guy. I don't like saying it like this, but yes, this is one to try to get in your collection. He's been sold out on Big Bad Toy Store. I found mine on Amazon. You might find him on eBay. If you see this guy at a show, pick him up, try him out. For God's sakes, hit him with a hairdryer. That is not a joke. But as always, tell me what you think. Are you guys impressed? I know I am. If you have him, let me know down below what you think. What you think of him. If you are going to be getting him, which version? Are you going to get the that monster one from BBTS? Are you going to get the exclusives? Cool. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Man, that went smooth. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. As always, we got a ton of cool stuff on the way. If you've got figures that you want to see me review, let me know down below. I collect a little bit of everything. But as always, until next time, take care. Peace.